Hello my crochet friends, this is Lady Jenna and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to take the time to answer one of my subscribers' question or difficulties about doing this project. The subscriber or the viewer is Jaya Lime, and this is for you. This person is having some difficulties with the pattern doing the sunflower. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to explain how the sunflower is done, how to continue doing all around the sunflower. If you're having the same kind of difficulties, now it's time to listen good. I will give you some necessary explanation. Don't forget, this project is a beginner advance. First thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the instructions. So let's open this up. Now you always have to read these because sometimes it will provide you with information that you will need to be able to do your pattern. The very thing it says here is the one chain and slip stitch are considered as a joined round, and the joined round is not counted as a stitch. This is very important, and I will explain to you why this is, starting with the first row, because I believe the problem my viewer is having starts at the beginning of the first round and then possibly on the second round. So this is where I'm going to start. I've already stitched the first round, but let me just show you what exactly I think people are doing wrong when they start this. So when you start, you do a magic ring, and then you will do a chain 3. So this is my chain 3, and then you do 16 double crochet. The chain 3 is not counted. Now you do 16 single crochet and you mark your last single crochet. This is how I did it. So right now, from this stitch marker to this stitch marker, you have 16 stitches. This chain 3 does not count. So when you do your slip stitch, you've got to do your slip stitch into the first double crochet. So you remove and you go into that first double crochet to complete your slip stitch. Like this. So this means if you count from this stitch to this stitch, you've got 16. And then for row 2, you start with chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you do 2 double crochet in a chain in the next stitch. Remember, this does not count. This chain 3 will not count. Yarn over and then into the next stitch, which is this one. Not that one, because you just slip stitch into it. This one you do double crochet, another double crochet, and then a chain, and then you go into the next stitch, double crochet, and this will give us this. I already did it. This is our chain 3. This is our first double crochet, our second one in the same stitch, and then there's a chain space. This chain space is very important. If you go from this stitch marker to this stitch marker, which is the last stitch is a chain, you will be getting a total of 48 stitches. Once the 48 stitches are done, you're now going to change color. So I'm going to be using this color. I am using a 4-weight yarn with a 4mm crochet. Okay, so I go into loop and then I go into my first double crochet, and instead of using this yarn, I'm going to change the color, and then I'm going to complete my slip stitch just like this. If you start counting from this stitch to this, it's going to give you 48 stitches. Let me just remove that one. And now you're all set to do row number 3. And row number 3 is where the difficulty lies. So for row number 3, you're going to do 4 double crochet together. I will call it together, 4 double crochet together, 4 double crochet Q, and then 2 chains. But before that, we need to do 3 chains. So 1, 2, 3. This chain does not count. Yarn over. Now, when you do these 4 double crochet Q, you've got to do it into the next chain space right here. The chain spaces, you've got 16 of them. So when you're done, you will be getting 16 of the, I will call them popcorn stitch, but it will give you 16. Let me just show you. So you go 1. You don't complete your double crochet. Just before you complete the double crochet, you start another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this means you've got 5 loops in total. Yarn over and into all the loops, and then you chain 2. 1, 2. So now you've got 1. The next step is to do the same thing but into the next chain space. So yarn over. Let me just give you a little bit more details. So yarn over into the chain space, yarn over, pull through. You're going to start the double crochet, yarn over, pull through, but you're not going to finish it. You're going to start another double crochet, yarn over into the chain space, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through 2. So now you've got 2. Yarn over into the chain space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Now you've got 3. Continue. Yarn over into the chain space, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through. Now you've got 5 loops, yarn over, pull through all 5. You do this all around. Don't forget to do these into the chain space. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 16. Your chain space is right there. And this is where your chain 3 is that you do not count. So this will give you your 16 like you're supposed to get. If we look at our example, let me just see here. Is there a place where we can see good? You should have 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I missed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So you do have 16 here, and you're going to have 16 right here. And a lot of times the issue with these is because of the chain 3 space, or is because of the slip stitch that you do not count. Let's continue with this. We're going to go all the way around. 1, 2. And also it's always a good thing to place your stitch marker. So this is my chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and my first stitch was this one right here. Don't forget to place your stitch marker. It really helps. And if you need to add extra stitch markers, go ahead and do that. Okay, yarn over, and then we're going to go into the next chain space, and we're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then complete it. 1, 2. Next chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, you just completed 1, 1, 2, go to the next chain space, 1, 2, 3, 4, complete, 1, 2, next chain space, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's hard to keep my work in the middle of the camera. I'm sorry about that. My apologies. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, complete, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, go through, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, complete through, 1, 2, continue, 1, 2, 3, 4, completed through, 1, 2, next chain space. Always go into the chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, complete, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's my cat. Into the complete your stitch, 1, 2, into the next one, next chain space, 1, 2, 3, 4, complete, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, complete, 1, 2, 1, 2, oops, 3, 4, complete, 1, 2, and this would be our last chain space. Oops, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 4, complete, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2 chains, and that is your last stitch for the row. Now the last stitch is that second chain you just made. Place a stitch marker and look at your work. Okay, so this is your first stitch, this is the last stitch in between. We should have 48 stitches in total from this stitch. Oops. 48 stitches in total from this stitch to this stitch. 48. And you should have 16 sort of popcorn stitch. I don't know how, the Q stitch. Let's call it the Q stitch. So if we count, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So this is how your work should look. Our slip stitch will be done from this to this first stitch marker, and I believe it's time to change yarn color. Okay, let me just cut this off. Get my other yarn. I'm going to be using a yellow. Okay, so I'm just going to remove this. And I'm going to remember, let's see. Oops. And I'm going into this one. We'll move the stitch marker. I'm going to grab my yellow. Oop. And I'm going to start crocheting with the yellow yarn, and this is my slip stitch. Hope that you saw that. Sometimes it's not easy on camera. Okay, now now I'm going to start row number 4. So we do have our chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Don't forget this chain 3 does not count. We're going to be doing 5 double crochet popcorn and then chain 3. It does not say where to do these popcorn stitch, but you do them in the chain space right there. See, always this is in the chain space. I don't know why they don't say do these into the chain space, but they don't. But this is where you need to do them. So if you do them in the chain space, you should be getting, again, I believe 16. So if we count our chain spaces, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we do have these 16 chain space, which means that we have these 16 popcorn. So yarn over and then into the chain space, and the popcorn stitch is explained on the back here. So you do all of your 5 and then you do a slip stitch. So let me just show you. Okay, so this is 1. You complete them this time. Instead of like doing half of one, you complete them. 1, 2, oops, 2, 3, 4, 5, remove your hook, go into the first stitch, which is this one, the first double crochet, and into the loop, yarn over and pull through both, and this is your popcorn. You chain 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and you do the same thing into this chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, remove your hook, go into the first one. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just to be sure, into the loop, yarn over and pull through both, loop and stitch. 1, 2, 3, and then you yarn over and go to the next chain space. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remove your hook, go into the stitch, into the loop, yarn over through the loop, through the chain stitch, and then 3. 1, 2, 3. And you do this 16 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this video could be a little bit long because I am keeping it with the mistakes and everything. Oops, with the mistakes and everything. To keep it more realistic, because sometimes I do tend to speed up the videos to make the videos a little bit shorter, but this is since people are having some issues, I just decided to just keep it real, so they can see that no, it's not perfect. I'm not perfect. I do make mistakes. I do have to redo some stitches sometimes. 1, 2, 3. Especially when I'm on video like this, because if you notice, the camera is right here, and I have to be able to see like what I'm doing, and it's not obvious sometimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Still a few more to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go into our last chain space. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, and 3. Now this is how it looks like. And since we worked into the chain space, see how clear each of the petals are. Like you know exactly where they were made. If you turn it over, this is what you get. So you'll have to weave these in, but you can wait for those. So this is our row number 4. So we just completed this. So don't forget, same thing as before. This chain 3 you don't count. Your first stitch is this one right here. This is your slip stitch. And the last stitch is a chain. The last chain 3, which is this one right here. So if you need to place stitch markers, go ahead and place stitch markers. So this will need to be weaved in. We'll have to pull it closed. And this is how it looks like. If I compare this one to this one, I like this one better. The reason why I like this one better is the yarn is bigger. I love, 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 love working with 4-weight yarn. And if I complete this purse, the purse will be a little bit bigger, which I think I'm going to love more. Now we need to change yarns. So let me just change yarn color for row number 5. Before we switch colors, again, I just wanted to mention that from this stitch marker to this stitch marker, you should have 64 stitches, a total of 16 little yellow petals, which we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And now it's time to change colors. I'm going to be using this gray color. I just found it and I think I like the color. And if I do complete this little purse, I will use this gray color. I have plenty. I have not used this color yet. So this will be our corner. We are going to start into this stitch. Remove this. So into our first stitch. Change color. Hold everything and then pull through. So we'll just tighten this up, tighten this up. Okay, so look at our pattern again. Chain 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So this would be our chain 3. And then 4DC, 2 chains, 4DC. So this, I assume, would be into this chain space. So the 4DC, chain 2, 4DC goes into this chain space. So let's do 4DC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 chains, and then 4DC again into the same chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is your first corner. Okay, so now let's do the in between the corners. So we do 4DC 3 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain, start another 4 group. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's our second group. Let's do a third group. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is our third group. The way that I read this is because here it says to do 4DC 3 times. So this is my 4DC 3 times. And then the next step is to do our corner. Okay, to do a corner, it's easy. You do 4DC, 2 chains, 4DC. So let's do 4DC. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And then another 4 in the same space. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we look at it, we've got our 2 corners right here. So now we need to do 1, 2, 3, another corner, 1, 2, 3, another corner, 1, 2, 3, and our corner's there. I'm not going to be continuing this. This is how to do it. The rest of the pattern mostly is the same thing. You should not be having any kind of issues. So there you go. So I hope that this helped the explanation. Leave a comment in the comment section if there's anything, and I hope they have a great day. Take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good day.